Welcome to Hawks Holocrons Live, guys. We are bringing balance to this nerdy content, one stream at a time. Number one rule here, man, anybody can get it, myself included. You know, the Force is gonna find its vessels, man. So, RIP Jocasta Nu. How are you guys, man? I'm having a great time out here with this YouTube stuff. I'll tell you what, man. Hey, let's go. I see some Nerdvengers out here already. Man, I'm gonna get into these little bit of show notes here. I'm gonna start out talking about this David AYER tweet. And Dave Bautista. This guy, he's just on the Twitter. Changed his handle too, to an interesting name, if you ask me. I don't know if it's cries for help or what, but we'll get into all that, and then I'm gonna end it talking about a little bit of Star Wars, how the Bad Batch is kind of, not gonna lie, it's boring me a little bit. Starting to get better, starting to connect some things together. How is the music level? I'm gonna turn her down a little bit here and start getting into some nerdy stuff here. Reeferman, again, appreciate you, bro. Where are these other Nerdvengers at? Get them in here. All right. So, like I said, this David AYER stuff is pretty cool. I'm gonna bring you guys in over here. Back myself up. Hey, check it out, check it out. All right, bear with me on this. I am going to read. So if you're a speed reader, I suggest you just close your eyes, follow along with me here. But I think this is important stuff, man. And David AYER, in my opinion, he deserves his cut if there is one in existence. So he tweeted like a 3-page essay, basically. My turn is what he titled it here. I'm gonna kill this. It's deep stuff, man. So I don't know what quit is, and this is all in response. Bear with me, I'm gonna back up. It's in response to this tweet right here. I don't know who Mr. Gearson is. I'm not trying to throw shade, but the tweet is: many times while watching the new Suicide Squad movie, he thought to himself, hey, David AYER should just abandon the idea of the director's cut. I don't know why he said that. If he's got anything against David AYER, I personally don't. Like, the dude did Training Day. You got the guy from Training Day to do a Suicide Squad movie, basically with his hands tied behind his back, in my opinion. Now the new movie, you're letting the guy, James Gunn, do whatever he wants with some ancillary characters. I don't know, man. I could go on and on. Jared Leto got robbed of the role, and Jared Leto's even said, you know, he's willing to come back and do anything Zack Snyder wanted him to do. So let's get into this real fast. I'm going to blast through it. But he's basically just not going to talk about any more of this after this lengthy statement. So it starts out, my turn. I don't know what quit is. I am not who you think I am. Nothing in my life was handed to me. It's been a struggle from the jump. My pops committed suicide Christmas morning when I was 4 in Miami. And that was just the beginning. Foster care, abuse, disruption, chaos. I went to more schools than I can count. What stability? He was in South LA doing a bunch of hood rat stuff with his friends, got arrested, LA probation forever. He had to take the bus, gang stuff, man. He was on the gang probation task force. He goes on and on in here. Thought that he was going to be dead. Didn't think he's gonna live this long. I've seen bodies, blood, heads busted open, man. Watched people die. It's deep. He has military experience. Really didn't wake up until someone died in his arms. But he goes on and on and on about how all the Training Day stuff in the movie were from personal experiences, and he put his life into the Suicide Squad to make something amazing. My cut is intricate and an emotional journey with some bad people who are shit on and discarded. It's like basically him, his whole life. I want to see this cut so bad after this statement. But he's done, man. He just says, you know, he continues on. about not being a quitter, and ends it with, "I will no longer speak publicly on this matter." So I think it's really just up to the fans at this point. You know, the movie's not gonna get made unless we as the fans step up, give this guy some help, man. It's always trending too every time stuff like this happens. Man, I want to see Jared Leto's Joker in the full range of that movie. In the thumbnail, like, I got a clip. There's so many parts to the movie that he was in that just were cut for no reason, and the whole movie was marketed essentially as a Joker centric, like, main villain kind of thing. And then I don't really know what happened from there with all of that, but I don't know. You guys got to let me know what you think in the comments about all the David Ayer stuff. Are you siding with him, man? I want all the director's cuts. Like, why is it a thing that these studios, it's interference? It's really what it is. They tell you can't use this character because we have plans for him in this. And then the plans for him in that just keep getting rolled back, rolled back, rolled back. It's like the Green Lantern stuff with the Justice League, and them not putting him in there just because they got plans. It's like, DC, any day now, man. Any day now. You can start doing this stuff. Like, you got a lot of catching up to do. And don't get it twisted either. Like, I talk about Star Wars. I got the SheVP shirt on. Shout out to the Rebel Scum podcast. But I am a DC fan. Like, through and through, bro. Harley Quinn on the arm. Like, when it comes to fandoms, it's Star Wars number 1. It's DC number 2, bro. And then Marvel. So I'm disappointed, to say the least, with DC's studio handling of anything revolving around that Suicide Squad movie. Release the David Ayer cut. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. What up, Freddie? Appreciate you stopping in, man. Feeling really good about the stream quality, and I hope you guys appreciate my takes here. You gotta go back. I just finished talking about the David Ayer stuff, and yeah, he's got a really lengthy Twitter post about it, and I really want everybody that is a fan of Suicide Squad or DC content in general, find the tweet, read the whole 3-page essay that he wrote, because it's impactful. People need to hear it. But yeah, man, moving on. David Bautista, however you want to say the name. I don't know what's up with this guy. He's tweeting, he's saying things reckless, very reckless in my opinion. I love it because I'm reckless too. You can ask my friends, man. I say some crazy shit, and again, I can get it too. I have terrible takes. Let me know about it. But we're gonna bounce back in here. Mr. Bautista. So this was where my whole, like, putting him on my radar started. He did say that he tried to talk to them about a Drax origin story, but that, like, he didn't think he would be able to play the role because I'm expecting everything to start sagging any second now. So he is aware that he's aging out of this role. But then, my bad. Then he goes and tweets some nonsense like this. Told him should have made a Drax movie, but no. Who are you throwing shade at, first of all? Disney or ScarJo for suing? Like, that's confusing. You should delete that, in my opinion. And he also, like, he changed his handle. I'm not trying to pick on Dave. I'm not. Love him. Dude's awesome. Army of the Dead, amazing. Blew me away in that. I'm hyped for his role in Dune. Like, let's go, Dave. Like, this is your opportunity, bro. Blow up. But he changed his name. Poor kid who chased his dreams. He just came out about how the Marvel movies changed his life. He was borrowing money, sleeping on people's couches, etc., etc. Like, crazy story. Don't go tweeting stuff like this. Like, it is just not necessary. It's a bad look, bro. Bad look. But that's just my takeaway on that. The drama with ScarJo is nuts. She's suing because of the release to Disney Plus in general. She thought there would be a window, and there's benchmarks Like, box office has to hit these benchmarks for her to get bonuses. And we're talking millions of dollars in the contract. The bonuses are not small bonuses, man. So if Disney did go ahead and release this without negotiating the contract again, like, that's on them. But then they double down with statements like this. The lawsuit is sad and distressing. Like, bro, what? They're basically telling her, like, there's no merit whatsoever in the filing. It freaking callous disregard for the horrific and prolonged global effects of the pandy. That's what they're doing. They're diving deep into that as their cause, which I get, man. They got a schedule to keep, but to have statements like that come out, and then the lawyer double down, of course, all the lawyer talk, but it definitely bolstered subscriptions. I point out to all my friends how there was literally a category within Disney Plus that was all of the Black Widow collection. So any movie she was in, all those title screens were changed to feature her colors, the hourglass, like all that stuff. So like, you definitely made a bunch of money off of the movie outside of just the movie. And then you got guys like Kevin Feige out here. Well, it's embarrassing. And I tried to talk them out of releasing it on Disney Plus. And, I just really feel bad about the whole situation.
Of course.
Sure, Kev. Yeah. You got a schedule to keep. We all know, bro. We all know. You got movies coming down the pipeline, and you're not trying to slow down for ScarJo. You guys can just say that. I mean, you do not have to say it in the way you said it. That, in my opinion, never needed to be a thing. Like, crazy. But again, man, it ain't over. It is not over by a long shot. And there's a lot of YouTubers out here better at the numbers game than me. Grace Randolph kind of led me down a little rabbit hole about, like, if people start getting chunks of this revenue from the streaming service, it goes against the model of streaming and you just get TV. And so if everyone in the industry is getting a little chunk of this here and there, they're not going to be able to run multiple shows at a time. It'll just be one show airing like TV. That's kind of just opinion. Again, I don't really know, man, but this is going to shake out, and it's not going to take, it's not going to be instantaneous. I feel like this is going to be dragged out. Either Disney's going to just kind of pay. I don't think they're going to try to make this go away that way, because Emma Stone is another one contemplating her options potentially. So it's going to get sticky. It's going to get a little awkward. We'll just have to kind of wait to see how all this plays out. Who do you guys side with? Is it, can you pick a side? I mean, Disney had to do what they had to do. I'm not mad at them for putting it on Disney Plus. I did go watch it in theaters. I did not pay for the premiere access. Just me and my girlfriend. Classic popcorn, soda, and yeah. So I enjoyed it. It was a good experience. We're gonna move on to the last topic, my most hyped topic, actually. This dang Ghostbusters stuff, man. You guys seen any of these trailers? I picked out some screenshots, and I want to talk to you guys about a particular plot line that basically the whole internet has figured out, but my cousin Freddie texted me about it before all of you. So shut your mouth. It's his theory. We're going to run with that here on the channel, and it's live and on the internet forever. So you gotta just go with it now. But basically it starts out here with the old Spangler homestead. Let me see if I can get the chat up on here too. Not really, I'm kind of just flying through some stuff here, guys. I don't know if anybody's out there in the old chat world. We got 4 of you out there. Say what's up, what's up? I see you. All right. Yeah, so the Spangler homestead. And I think I got my chat live again. I did have it turned off. That was my fault. I believe I got this all ready to rock here. We're going to click through some of these. Top of the house has all kinds of antenna array. And I caught an interview too with the original. So the guy that's behind this whole thing too, this is really cool. He is the son of the original creator of all the Ghostbusters, and he was actually in Ghostbusters 2, I believe. So he's not a slouch. He's a sweaty when it comes to all of this stuff. So I'm gonna be picking little things out of his interview. I can't remember the website for it, but the roof of this house was designed to resemble the top of the Ecto-1 with all the different things off the top of it. So obviously, Spangler's here, still doing the damn thing, still living that life, the ghost hunting, making sure stuff's locked down. It's no coincidence that he picked this location either. The first trailer showed off the Shandor mine, Ivo Shandor. And yo, best quote of the movie, hilarious. I went back and found that clip. Good call there, Freddie. But yeah, so this is where it starts getting kind of good in the trailer. And shout out to all you nerds, bro. Like the people in here picking this stuff out, and it's literally like 20 minutes after the thing came out. You guys are just in the group chats pulling it apart already. Already know the entire plot. We're gonna get into slight spoilery stuff here. Because it's all speculation, but the trailer does really show a lot of stuff here. These lights are flickering, right? Leads them to different things throughout the house. Here's the mom too. This light just moves on its own. So the kid follows the flicker down the hallway. I believe it leads him into the closet where he finds the PKE meter. The shed behind the house, I believe, is going to also have the fire pole lead him down into it. But there's also another clip of a silo like closer toward the mountain, and we see the mountain in an end clip that is basically the conduit for the new replacement of the cityscape. So I'm assuming this one is higher elevation, picked for that reason. But I'm curious if that silo they drive by, that's really the only structure out there, is any other pieces of this. And I mean, Spangler had everything down in here. All the uniforms, the packs, the kids rocking the packs. Like, oh man, the parents, where are you? Your kids are out here just plasma rifles in hand, driving the Ecto-1 around, causing ruckus. Like, my goodness. But yeah, so I think that the fire pole is like kind of a hidden thing within the property, and nobody would really have access to it. And that's why his, if Spangler, spoilers again, like if Spangler is a Spectre and he's leading them through all these things, like amazing. This, I pulled these two because E.T., bro. First thing that went through my head. He walks right out the back of the house, silhouetted, E.T. reference through and through. Again, same thing, like E.T. You could go Back to the Future here, with the car and everything. Funny enough, like he does say it was the only one with an engine. So Spangler like wanted to keep this shit alive, man. He had if you watch all the trailers, there's a junkyard and all these other cars, similar model. Like he needed the parts. So I don't know if there's something actually special about the car that was like, I don't know, but he's definitely like kept that Frankenstein going. And this whole time, it's the only car he's been using, really. I'm really curious if like they'll go back and fill in the gaps now and maybe get another actor. But dude, you could see the escapades of like Spangler, and who knows, maybe him and Dan Aykroyd tried again, or they could go anywhere with it. This movie's gonna open up so many little side projects. You could get spin-offs with the kids, like you could get spin-offs with Paul Rudd. Like he brought Paul Rudd in, science teacher. He's gonna know about this stuff too. I just got this feeling like he was telling the kid what it is. He shows him the website. Like he is a Ghostbusters sweaty, bro. I want to walk in and see just like a whole breakdown of all the shit, like in Sunny, Always Sunny. Man. But Paul Rudd, huge snag for the franchise in general. Now, this is where it starts getting good. Ivo Shandor in the video games is a big part of the lore. And he's basically the guy trying to bring Gozer back, the chick in the end there, with the dogs and everything. And man, we're getting it all. We're getting everything. Crazy. Let me get in the chat here. Freddy. Apparently Rudd is a seismologist that goes to the town because of the earthquakes and gets a job subbing, and that's where he meets the kid. Okay. I'm wondering, man, like maybe someone sent him there. I don't know. How far is the Spectre's reach? But yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Good little plot point, way to get him there. Here's the man himself, though. In the video game, Ivo Shandor. I also have a theory of my own that I think Egon, Ivo, could have some descendancy, and that's why he's so attached to the current situation and making sure that this hoe, Gozer, never comes back. I love this. It's at the base of the mine, and they're coming down in the mine cart right now. It's gonna get nuts. I don't think I took any, I didn't want to take any screenshots from the really crazy spoilery stuff from the trailers, because sometimes people don't go into that stuff, but the guy is doing it right, man. They, he's taking little bits from everything. Damn, I lost my train of thought there with the Thor thing. Man, where was I going with that? It's gonna be cool. All this lore is adding up. Oh, yes. So the graphics in the trailer where all the magical energies coming out and stuff, they mapped that from the original movies. They mapped all the patterns that the things were going in. So all of that is literally pulled from the original movie. I'm hyped. I'm super hyped on this. I don't know. What do you guys think? You gotta let me know again in the comments. We're just blasting through this stuff. I appreciate everybody that's here right now. We are going to be doing this more frequently. I'm going to be getting more of my Nerd Vengers in here. And yeah, I'm having a blast. I don't even care if it's just us 4, 3, I don't know, myself. It's all good. Get my screens lined up here. Oh yeah, now we're getting the errors. I got a lot of stuff going on. Dubbing of off for some. Not really sure what you mean there, but yeah. All right. So, final thing I want to get into, and I don't have any cool graphics or anything because this takes a lot of work, man. I don't know if you guys are ever, trying to experiment with some YouTubes of your own, but it does take quite a bit. I'm gonna kill this stupid Internet Explorer thing that's just aired all over my screen. Bear with me. I think I know what's up here. We got just too much going on is all. It's just this little touch too much going on. We're good now? Yeah, Freddy, try refresh too, because sometimes it gets a little weird. Yeah. I blasted through all that stuff in 25 minutes. That's cool. I don't know what you guys think about any of those topics, but I'm open to like Q&A too. If it's really just Brandon and Danielle in here, don't worry about it. We're good. Reefer Man, you still in here, bro? You chilling? All right, gonna stop saying and just talk about Star Wars. Basically, The Bad Batch is a sequel of the Clone Wars, following the group of clones that showed up at the end of the Clone Wars episodes. It's gonna open up side stories. We saw young Kanan Jarrus in the very beginning. Really hoping they do something with that. Really hoping all these Jedi come back around. Luke Skywalker's out here cutting it up. And the main character is in the thumbnail. Her name's Omega. she's been revealed as a direct clone or a unaltered copy of Django, female version. I'm not really sure what's up with that. I think it's just basically, you know, the eggs and the splitting of chromosomes. Maybe they kept her in incubation and then, you know, but I don't think she's supposed to have any accelerated aging or any of this stuff. So she's really the main focus of my like attention when it comes to the show. And it's crazy because she's similar to Ahsoka in the fact that like not a lot of people liked Ahsoka when she first came on the scene, and then she grew on them. There's a lot of opportunities for this character to suffer loss, potentially turn dark, like maybe be force sensitive. There's so many hints in the show about that kind of stuff. And I'm gonna kick in this music a little bit. You guys let me know if that's too loud. Yeah, beats by Mark Daniels. So the last episode of the show, spoilers again, if you're not caught up on the Bad Batch, I'm just going to talk about a few things that happened most recently. And I'm worried about Kamino. I love the Kaminoans. I love the fact that they are the ones that are the cloners. Really cool that they had that thing like a one-up on the Empire. They're one of the only colonies or, you know, species of creatures out here that have this technology. So again, spoiler. The Prime Minister of Kamino just got nixed. They don't really show it. We don't hear blasters. It's very much implied that you're a politician. I don't need you. Now let's say you're a scientist. You're coming with us. And it's kind of like my feeling that they're going to need her technology to help clone Palpatine. Got to assume that like Palpatine's already starting to kind of feel out this vibe with Vader. The Vader stuff. Woo, we could do a whole other live stream. And I'm waiting about the Obi-Wan, the Vader stuff, the Inquisitors, bro. Like Inquisitors are my favorite characters in all of Star Wars. All of Star Wars, hands down. Inquisitorious. The way that they had to be trained by Vader, the way that he brutally trained all of them, the way that they're all fallen Jedi, it's deep. But so basically, the show now has caught up to parts in the timeline where the Empire is no longer using clones. They're pretty much putting them out of commission by any means necessary with a lot of this stuff. They're trying to switch over now to the kids being drafted, the human soldiers, the more brainwashed, like deep, emotionally impacted from birth to side with the Empire. For whatever reason, this one lieutenant just feels like it's a better way to go about it. Clones can't be trusted, yada, yada, yada. So all of the clone tags now are switching from the CT, Clone Trooper, to TK, and all the helmets starting to look different. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. At first glance, I was like, wait, yo, is this like First Order stuff? But then I'm like, no. Wrong part of the timeline. So I'm hoping that all this stuff kind of links together. Omega should survive the show, potentially show up in Book of Boba Fett because she's a relative, bro. Like, how can you not now? I hope she's force sensitive. Introduce these characters with like pure white hair, stone jewel, just like Nala Se. I mean, she looked like a force sensitive when she first came on the scene. So hopefully that's some heavy implications. And I'm not super hyped up on the show for much else. Main character Omega got me very curious. Kaminoans and their potential connections later on, like, I really just hope they're still employed. I hope they don't get wiped out because really all they did was help the Empire clone. And then, you know, there's like comics, I think. I don't know if they are legends, but they did work with like Hutt cartels and other, maybe not the Hutts specifically, but other mercenaries use their technology to help bolster them. So they definitely had a flow of income outside of the Empire. And I don't know, man. I'm worried for Kamino. Hashtag save Kamino. And hopefully cloning sticks around for a long time. But I'm thinking about getting out of here now, guys. Half-hour stream. Got some good thoughts out there. Not bad for a first-time run. Feeling good about it. Gonna get back into doing some gaming too. Maybe could talk some people into doing Magic Arena. I know Freddie's definitely trying to get me to do that all the time. We can definitely try to stream that on here. I got Fortnite. I'm waiting on a lot of games though too. Diablo 2 Resurrected. It's gonna be awesome, and we'll be playing a lot of that too. So, gonna get some guest speakers in here, some guest nerds, nerd vengers out here. Yeah, let's shout them out. All the channels that helped me get here, bro. Like Rebel Scum Podcast with the shirt, the SheVP, my favorite shirt ever. Den of Nerds, who I'm big time supporter of, follower now for over a year, supporting this channel. Taught me everything I know, honestly. Like, this is where I'm at now because of following this channel. And I'm missing people. Flying Casual Podcast, check those guys out. Books, if you guys are into the books and the comics, like, these guys are reading them, they're going over them. Bear with me. So they're going heavy in on the books, and they're sweaties. Like, I feel like I work so much, I don't have time to be as sweaty as I want to. I've put so much work into the High Republic, bro. I'm telling you guys, when I come out with this evergreen content on the High Republic, that's when I need you to come through in droves, bro. Like, I'm gonna new Rockstars the shit out of those breakdowns. I'm putting way too much work into it. I got clips, I got everything. You gotta see them, and it's gonna be my masterpiece. But again, man, I think I'm gonna be getting out of here. I appreciate your guys' time, and if you have any suggestions, topics, things you want to talk about in the future, I'm here, man. Drop it. Subscribe. I appreciate all of you. We're gonna let you jam out with some Mark Daniels beats here on your way out. This was a blast. Somebody's still here, so I'll give you a little stinger. You read in my description of the video, I got some dope ideas coming down the pipeline. Shout out ESPN Around the Horn of the nerdy news world. You'll be finding that here in the future. You guys keep growing this. It's really you, it's not me. You got to come through, you got to support. We're going to grow this thing. Let's go.